Tom, and I have got a round 2 model review for you.
Here we have the engineering section. Definitely some significant engineering going on in this section too. Groove and channel, which is really nice. That's going to help cut down on light leaks and ensure a perfectly good fit. I just tried test fitting it, and these little bits of leftover sprue there will cause a problem, so I'm going to have to razor blade those off before I do the test fit in the end. And one thing I noticed looking at the parts is that there is some scuffing going on with the plastic. So it's really nice that these are molded in color, but scuffing like that right there means you pretty much have to paint it. Or that discoloration in the plastic right here between those windows, that it is molded in color, is definitely going to be a help. If you nick your paint later, you're at least going to go down to the color itself, not some different color. Let's try a quick test fit of these. So yeah, that's definitely going to block and keep me from doing a really good dry fit really quick. You know, I'm going to go get a razor blade and cut this off and see how it looks. Okay, so I didn't want to cut too deeply. This isn't my model after all, but I do have permission to do a dry fit and whatever it takes to do that. So there were like 4 or 5 really minor pieces of flash, which on any other kit people would be very happy to be doing so little. There's definitely scuff lines all along the spine there. Right around here they're definitely significant. I'm expecting this is probably in the plastic and everybody's going to have that. Won't be too tough to get rid of. But the fit itself is really nice and tight, and that's not sliding around anywhere. That's definitely a good size. So I think once you clamp all this together, that's going to be really nice and tight. There's a backstop in there for the shuttle bay. And once you get the fantail, that's probably going to make it just a little bit bigger. Definitely a nice compartment in there. And the inevitable side-by-side. Definitely a big difference. Now, I'd mentioned that the saucer had the slightest bit of texture going on. This is completely smooth plastic. So I wonder what's going on with that, because it is the top and bottom hull. So next up, let's take a look at some badass nacelles. Parts 34, 35, 36, and 37. Again, they've got the tongue and groove going on, so that's going to be a really nice assembly fit there. Certainly has plenty of registration pins. And in this case, there's a bit of flash going on, a lot more than on the secondary hull. We'll see if I don't need to cut that off. And these do fit in a particular way. So 34 and 35 have to go together, 36 and 37 have to go together. That's because of the pylon keys that are going on right there. So let me throw these together. Well, let's take a look at the outside first, I guess. And just as Club Teps mentioned at the Wonderfest presentation, the dimples are on the outside of the nacelle, so if you want to reposition stuff for a different configuration of Starship, all you have to do is sand those down. The plastic is again really smooth here, just like the engineering hull. One thing I'm thinking is that with the grid lines, is that if you take that to the logical extreme, then the nacelles should have grid lines too, and they don't. So for me it's really an either or thing, but I don't want to harp on it too much. I think smoother would have been better, and that texture in the primary saucer is definitely getting to be more perplexing to me as well. Let's throw these together. These do snap together really, really nicely. In fact, let me untape this. Definitely nice, solid fit. Seams will have to be dealt with. But that really holds together really well. And at just about 15 inches, that's a great size. Now here's a comparison if you don't cut down the extra flash that's going on right there. I don't notice any real serious scuffing going on these. Everything looks pretty round and pretty true. Let's take a look at the refit nacelles too. Well, how about one refit nacelle at least? It'd be even better once this is actually has the actual parts. They look to be about, they'll be the same size. Interesting. So let's move on to one of these bags here.